reloaders and 3 circles passengers and members. It's Fortune Cookie 45 LC coming to you from the Hot Lead Zone Express. And a lot of you know about this rifle because I did a story of a gun video on this. It's my first centerfire rifle, model 700 Remington BDL in 25-06 caliber. And this rifle was a very accurate rifle for a lot of varmint hunting expeditions that we went to Williams and Weed, California. That's up north, and the northern part of the state up Highway I-5, and did a lot of good varmint shooting because this is a very accurate rifle at that time, but it started losing accuracy. And about the time I ran out of Sierra 87 grain bullets that were very accurate in this rifle, I also had a whole bunch of the Sierra 90 grains. So I went from a Sierra 87 grain bullet to a Sierra 90 grain 25 caliber bullet. And at the time that I was loading that, it was still holding an inch with that load with the 90 grain bullets. But after a bunch of shooting with that, it started losing accuracy again. And I put this rifle away for many years and still have a lot of those loads that I put together with those 90 grain bullets. And I relabeled it, and those shoot 1 inch, and it's a load that has 57.5 grains of the old 3100 powder. Can't get that powder anymore, and in fact I don't have any more of that myself because I used the last of it to load this up. And I put this ammo away. The rifle won't hold an inch now with it, and what I want to do is to go ahead and do some testing to see if we could bring some of that accuracy back, because what happened is the erosion of the throat has occurred to the point where now when I do a bullet distance to the lens with the Stony Point gauge, now owned by Hornady, when I do that now, this rifle actually has a throat that is 0.056 inches deeper than when I first got this rifle and reloaded for it. So the seating depth now is a lot farther out. Well, can I go ahead and bring the accuracy of this barrel back a little bit to where it's better than it was or is? So what I did was went to the range and shot this old ammo to see what it's doing. And here's what happened at the range today. And I just got done running 100 yards to the targets and then running back. And so I'm a little disheveled, but you'll excuse that. This rifle, model 700 BDL in 25-06 caliber. And a lot of you know the story behind this gun. Since then, I shot some more of these, and I haven't checked it on the range yet, since then. So I'm thinking that this rifle's probably only good for about 2-inch groups at 100 yards now. And wouldn't it be something if I could somehow tune it with the de-resonator out there on the end of the muzzle, if I could tune it with that and get it to shoot 1-inch groups again? That would be nice. Let's go ahead and shoot, but I'm not expecting a lot. I'm expecting 2-inch groups. This is what the ammo looks like. It's 25-06. It's Remington cases. Remington was really big in those days for us to use as reloaders. And these are Sierra 90 grain bullets that are hollow points, bow tails. And it's got a big charge, I think 57.5 grains of the old 3100 powder. Well, that hit an inch from the other one. So here's the target from the range, and you see that I shot 2 groups here, and I'm thinking that we'll get somewhere around 2 inches or a little bit less. That's the best that this rifle will do now. So let me show you the group. So I made a sight adjustment, then we shot a 1.312 inch group of 5 shots, and then a lesser group, 1.893. So I was expecting about 2 MOA, and we're getting less than that, and should be able to tighten it up a little bit more. But at any rate, that's a 25-06 with 90 grain hollow point bow tails. Well, some of you might be interested in what is that he's got back there, and turns out that this is a Carhartt snowsuit. So it's got a lot of insulation, and it's for outdoor heavy duty work and traipsing around in the outdoors. So it's a real heavy fabric and able to withstand a lot of tough use out in the outdoors and to stay warm when it's real snowy out there. So I'm going to put some nice thermal clothes on underneath, and it's perfect for the Washington State area, and I'm looking forward to using it up there. Carhartt. So these 2 friends of mine and I went to lunch together, and one of them presented me with this. It's brand new. So I'm looking forward to getting some good use out of that. At any rate, let's go ahead and talk about our rifle again. We cleaned this up, and what I want to do is to go ahead and see if we can bring the accuracy back on this rifle to where perhaps maybe we can shoot 1 inch or 1.25 inches from what the groups are that we're getting here. And otherwise, the 25-06 is a very fine dual purpose caliber, so that if in fact you don't wind up being as accurate enough to shoot varmints anymore, the rifle's still good for deer hunting and mule deer and pronghorn antelope, all of that. But in order to best take this out against that kind of game, still want to shoot 1 inch to 1.25 inch groups. Although there was a time when 2 inch accuracy was okay at 100 yards for big game hunting, but we want to be able to do better than that. So what I've got here is some ammo that, if you remember, we were doing some testing where we were going to do the regular bumped brass reloads. So we bumped this back 2 thousandths on the shoulder, and then went ahead and loaded these up again with the 90 grain Sierra bullets. Going to compare how those shoot, whether that can get us that 1 inch to 1.25, or perhaps we can get there if we do the case jamming idea. So what we did here was we went ahead and squeezed the shoulder forward by doing neck sizing, and squeezed it forward 0.002 inches, so that when we put this in our rifle, the headspace is actually 2 thousandths over. So what that means is we're going to depend on the camming action of the bolt to chamber these rounds. The bullets are not jammed into the rifling, so that if we had to take the round out of the chamber, we could. But it's going to be jammed in there, and what that might do is to get the case shoulder and the back end of the case fully tensioned in that chamber, so that we might be able to get better accuracy on that. We'll find out. So we got the case jam versus the bump back ammo, and that's what we're going to do at the range in the second part of this video, and we'll go ahead and go to the range again to do that. Reason why I didn't do that in this range session is that this range session was really featuring the 223 bolt gun and the accuracy of that in a different test. But now we're going to go to the 25-06. So see you at the range again, and let's find out if we can get to that 1 to 1 1/4 inch standard. And this might help us get there also. It's a limb saver de-resonator, and we'll be sliding this along the barrel as well. So take care, see you at the range. Bye for now.